Hey, Cavs fans. Welcome to another episode of the Cavs Pick and Roll Podcast, the podcast for diehard fans by diehard fans. I'm Alex, and I'm here with Corey. How's it going, Corey?
Alex, it's hoodie weather. Cavs basketball is back. It's going great. How about you? What more can you ask for?
Hopefully better audio this time. My
Yeah.
audio was a little jacked up last episode, so how do I sound?
Sound pure and crisp this time, Alex.
Good,
Pure and
good.
crisp.
Have to do as much leveling this time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Weather's been great. A little chilly these past couple days. Supposed to be a little chilly the next few days. It is October. Halloween's approaching. NBA season is kicking off here. We're in preseason. It's been exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Feels like forever since I got to watch some Cavs basketball. So, yeah, it's only preseason, but hey, gives us something to talk about, gives something for fans to get excited about. Guardians are done. Browns are the Browns, right? So Cavs are once again best team in town at this time of year. So
Oh
it's
man,
another exciting season to look
you had to
forward to.
bring up all those other Cleveland sports, and now
I
I'm
did,
like in a
man.
tailspin here. Yeah,
I did.
Guardians got knocked out of the wild card. A little
Yeah,
disappointing. Thought they'd go. Was hoping they'd go a little farther. They went on
definitely.
a hell of a epic run the last bit of the season there.
I
And the Browns, I went to the Browns Packers game where the Browns won in shocking fashion. I think
yes.
everybody was shocked. It was wild.
Yeah, that's funny. That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah. So preseason basketball, Alex. The Cavs are, as we're recording this, the second game is going on right now against Chicago in Chicago. It's approaching towards the end of the third quarter, I'd say. About 5 minutes left or so. Um, but Alex, to start off the preseason, the Cavs are playing back-to-back games against the Chicago Bulls, and that's what we're going to kind of break down on this episode. What do we like? What do we not like? What stuck out to us? What else are we looking to see? We have some new faces on this team, so we kind of got to give our opinions on that so far. But with all that being said, Alex, it is only the preseason, right? So no need to overreact or get too crazy with things here, right? If you're a Cavs fan watching this team right now.
Right. Right. In that first preseason game, there was definitely some highs and some lows. Yeah. The craziest thing to me is seeing Isaac Okoro in that Bulls jersey.
It
I just
is.
don't know if I'll ever get over that. It is. He was the Cavs. He was the Cavs his entire career up until just now.
That red doesn't look too bad on him though. It's a good color for him. I think. Imagine if he was out in like Memphis or something, and he's rocking like a baby blue or like Denver, or you know what I mean. So like at least
Yeah.
the red's not too far off from the wine and gold, and but it is weird, and it's funny because I believe it was the first game he was shooting free throws, and it was at the Cavs end where the Cavs players are sitting, and you could see him on camera, kind of looking to his right, which is where the Cavs bench would be, and he's kind of chitter chatting and smiling, and kind of you could just tell there's probably some back and forth going on there. It's kind of wild that they're both his and Lonzo Ball's first game is against their former teams in back-to-back scenarios.
Yeah. The sideline reporter asked Coach Kenny, about Isaac Okoro, and Coach Kenny was, glowing about him, like he's the type of player every coach, wants, and just how great he was when he was with the Cavs. But he's gonna say that about anybody.
He's gonna say, yeah, that's
It
the
was the typical
political,
stuff, right?
yeah, the political answer to say he's a well-seasoned coach. It is weird seeing him there, but hey, it is what it is at this point. So let's break down this the first game. The Cavs did end up losing this game at the very end, which we'll talk about. Again, it's preseason though, so that doesn't really matter. Um, what I want to talk about with you, Alex, is really when the actual core part of the roster that's going to be playing throughout the season, is in this game, and any kind of initial reactions of how'd you kind of think the starting group looked. And I guess the first thing I'll ask is, what do you think about Tyson getting the starting job at shooting guard in both these games, actually?
Pretty interesting. I like Tyson a lot. I thought he fits in well with that starting group because he brings a lot of he's really young. He brings a lot of athleticism. He's quick. He brings defense. Um, yeah, he's very active. He was diving to the floor to grab
Yeah.
balls. He didn't shoot very well this game. He went 0 for 5, but first starting game in the NBA. I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure he had the jitters, right? So yeah, 2 blocks, a steal, 3 assists. I mean, yeah, he's like filling in for Isaac Okoro there. Exactly.
Yeah. So what I do like about Tyson is his effort level. I think he's fortunate to be in a situation where he's on a championship contending club, which usually makes it very hard for a rookie to get minutes, which is why he didn't get a lot of minutes last year, at least not consistently, right? Um, he has an opportunity this year, and I think he realizes that he's not going to be the first option. He's not going to be the second. He's going to be the last option out there. And if he was in that starting group come real NBA basketball games, but how he can make an impact and continue to stay in the rotation is by doing all those little things like diving on the floor, being a pest at whoever he's guarding, who might be a ball handler or whatever. And then just doing the other dirty work and every once in a while, making your open shots and making your cuts and doing the things you're supposed to do, the fundamentals of basketball, right? And so far in preseason, he's done a good job of that, and is really what's going to allow him to potentially carve out rotational minutes this year.
I guess I'm just surprised that they didn't start either Lonzo Ball or Craig Porter at point guard and have
Well,
Mitchell at the two.
what what I didn't like, I'm with you there. And I talked a lot about this last year, and I'll do it again this year if this is the way they're going to do it. Um, I do not like Donovan Mitchell at point guard. And I get that Garland's out, right? Ty Jerome isn't here, which would have solved, a lot of problems, right? But I'm with you. I'm kind of surprised they didn't start either Ball or Porter Jr. And Donovan Mitchell is a hell of a player, but he's a player that needs to be playing off the ball, not trying to bring up the ball, run an offense, because it's not ran the same as if a actual point guard was running the offense, right? So it is just preseason. Kenny could just be kind of playing with the rotation a little bit, seeing what he's got in Tyson, seeing how he fits with this group, so on and so forth. We'll see what happens, start of the real regular season. But I thought that was interesting too. Who what standouts have there been for you so far? Let's start there. We'll talk about standouts, like people you've been pretty impressed with, and we'll talk about some people maybe you haven't been impressed with. But let's start.
Y-
Yeah,
yeah. There was a couple. There was a couple I was impressed with. Uh, Number one, I'm gonna say Tyrese Proctor, just because to me it came out of nowhere. he he shot 5 for 6. He was 5 for 5 up until the very end of the game, and they missed a shot at the end.
yeah.
So it was pretty crazy. Went 3 for 4 from 3 point, and 2 assists, a steal. He was another energy guy, real quick, had great balance, turnaround jumpers. Um, yeah, yeah. Tyrese
He
Proctor.
just looked fluid out there, right?
Yeah,
Just smooth and calm and controlled, and just was in the moment and just doing his thing. And I'm trying not to. It's only one game, and we haven't seen him in this game, the second game against the Bulls here. But I am curious to see more of him, which I'm sure we will before the end of the preseason.
yeah. I don't know if
Um,
it was just like a one-off performance, kind
yeah,
of luck
exactly.
hot. He was hot
I,
this one game that he played 12 minutes in, or if he really is the next. Like he was out there looking like LaMelo Ball. I mean,
right,
he was
right.
a walking
Uh,
bucket.
I'm a sucker for point guards,
Yeah,
and we obviously need one because we'll get into ball and all that, and Garland's out. But I'm trying not to get too excited because I don't know if it was a one and done or what. But man, how huge would it be if Proctor can at times as needed, which the beginning of the season could potentially be one of those times, come in for a 5-minute stint and just hold the fort down, right? And again, do the fundamental things and do the rookie things and just show out when you're out there. He had a great showing in that first game. Who else? Who else stood out to you, Alex?
Number 2, I would say Craig Porter Jr.
Yeah.
He came in, ran point guard, looked like a pro. He looked like a veteran. You could tell that all the experience that he got last season, came together. He put in some work this off season, and you could just tell he looked so much more comfortable out on the court. His handle seemed a lot better. He wasn't getting like caught up as much in traffic. He was dribbling around guys. He was crossing guys over. He was making great passes, great bounce passes into the lane, setting guys up. Like Craig Porter was, he was out there lighting them up.
His shot
Four.
looked good too. I mean, he hit what four threes in that game, and then he made his first three in this game before he missed a 3-point attempt in the preseason so far. So his
Craig
shot's looking good, and I
Craig Porter
agree.
went
He
5 for 5 from 3 in that
did
game.
he? I thought he went
Yeah.
4 for 4, and then he made his first one in this game. But yeah, he was on fire from 3 as well, and I'm rooting for him because it was 2 seasons ago where he kind of broke out, if you will, where people started to notice him when Garland was having whatever issues he was having. Then I don't remember if it was his jaw or what was going on at that point. And then last year he kind of didn't get consistent minutes, I would say, because Ty Jerome shocked the world
Mm-hmm.
and kind of stole a lot of that playing time. To where this year he's back in a scenario, especially at the beginning of the season, where he can carve out an opportunity for him to be in this rotation, because we already know Lonzo Ball is not going to play back-to-back games. We already know Garland's out for at least, I heard, the first 10 to 20 games of this season. So Craig Porter Jr. has his opportunity right now, and I'm rooting for him, and I hope he takes advantage of it.
Jeez, man, I think we're gonna be talking about missing Ty Jerome this whole season.
Every episode, man. Every
every
episode.
every episode.
We're gonna pour out a little liquor for Ty Jerome every
For
episode.
sure, for
You're
real.
gonna go through a whole bottle this season, Alex. All right, that's what we're
Absolutely.
gonna do. All right.
I'm gonna have a puddle on my carpet here.
Yeah. Your cat's just rolling in it. All right. So Proctor and Porter Jr. They were definitely on my list. Anybody else, Alex? I have a couple more on
Anybody
mine. But
else? You know what? Those are the top 2 for me. We didn't. I wanted to also say Craig Porter Jr. in that first preseason game. He was also tied as the leading scorer along with DeAndre Hunter, who I
Yeah,
think is my number 3. DeAndre Hunter, like,
absolutely.
played great.
Just a
Shot
pro,
7 for
man.
9. Yeah, 7 rebounds, a steal, assist.
He's
He's all
tough,
over the
man.
court.
His
Mm-hmm.
his game is, man. The more I watch him, the more I'm just like, there's not a lot of players that feel like they play like he does, and it almost feels like he plays from like a different era of basketball because he has a mid-range game as well, and not a lot of players have that. He could shoot the 3 ball, he can back you down, turn around, fade away. You ain't blocking it, and he can also take your butt to the rim and dunk on you too, right? So he's just man. And there's sometimes he throws up these shots, hand right in his face, and nothing but net. I'm just like, I don't know how they go in, but he's a stud. And one of the reports that kind of happened, or conversations that happened, was his role on this roster. And basically the gist of it is he told Kenny Atkinson, like, I want to be in the starting unit, basically, right? And so far he's been in that starting unit. Max Struess is out, and it feels like he's going to be in that starting unit. And I would leave him there, to be honest with you. I think we talked about that last episode. Um, he's a great fit, great size. I mean, it's not quite the Marketing, Mobley, Allen lineup, but this is pretty close as far as the size, right? Because he's a little bit shorter than what Marketing was. But that's just great size.
Yeah, he
Your
has.
small forward through center.
Yeah, you said it. He has great versatility. He's
Yeah.
kind of a jack of all trades player, master of none, but still phenomenal at everything that he does. And yeah, he just fits with that starting unit. He brings the size, he brings defense, he brings shooting. Yeah, I I think that the more minutes he'll get with this core and this team starting, he'll he'll be a force to be reckoned with as the season goes on.
Yeah, and he's still under contract for, I believe, 2 more years, this year and next at least. I don't know if there's a third year or not, but so, there's no risk of him, we're losing him this offseason or anything like that. And, even when Max Strus does come back, and assuming Hunter remains in the starting lineup, Max Strus will be a nice piece for you off the bench. So he'll be able to come in and do his thing as well. So I feel like it's a good move to move him into the starting lineup and leave him there. He's just so capable of doing so many things, and he's going to be able to match up with a lot of people on the other end as well from the defensive end.
Yeah, defensive nightmare matchup.
Yeah. The other kind of thing I'll call out is Evan Mobley looks great, and offensively and defensively, he's making tough shots. He's pulling up for three, but he's also protecting the rim, and Jared Allen's protecting the rim as well. So it's nice to see them continuing to do what they do on the defensive end. And I wanted to call out, both of them. It's funny, Alex. We really did. There were so many Cavs fans, and we probably talked about it too at some point. Like, could they really work together? Could the Allen and Mobley thing work together? And they do really work. They do work well together, in my opinion, especially now that Mobley is developing his outside shot. The lane isn't as clogged as what everybody assumed it would be with 2 7-footers in your starting lineup. So I think they play well off each other, and they both have looked great so far this preseason as well.
Yeah, I mean Mobley. Well, they're two centers that they can clog the paint, but they
Sure,
can also shoot the long ball. So,
one of them can. One of them can.
well, yeah, well, yeah.
I will
Pick your
say,
poison. Mobley
I,
stroked two out of 4 3-pointers in that first game, and it looked very smooth.
I will say on my negative list was Jared Allen shooting a 3 in this Bulls game early on. I think it was first quarter,
Yeah.
and he didn't even hit the net. It was an air ball. So I'm
Ooh.
hoping Jared Allen hasn't been working on his shot in the off season and thinking he can jack up some threes now. We don't need you to do that, sir. But yeah, the Cavs, you have your usual suspects, and then Craig Porter Jr. and Proctor look solid. How about seeing Larry Nance again out there
I was
in
just
a
gonna
in a
say that.
Cavs jersey, Alex?
I was just gonna say shout out to Larry Nance Jr. on his return to the Cavaliers. It's exciting to have a Nance member of the family back on the team. Love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
he
great.
he
He had
he
a very very rough shooting night that first game, but hey, he'll settle in.
he still did his thing, and he had a couple nice moments. Still finished with 11 points, played 18 minutes, grabbed some rebounds, and maybe doesn't have the same bounce he did his first stint around, but still nice to see him in a Cavs jersey. And what I like about Nance is, he's probably on the other side of his prime now, right? Like he's met his ceiling and stuff, but he's a backup big that's going to actually be able to play rotational minutes for you. And although you're not expecting him to go out there and be a double-double machine on a nightly basis, I also feel like you can be confident in putting him out on the floor, unlike some other backup bigs we've had over the year. We all love TT, but TT wasn't really that guy, right? And the Cavs have finally moved on from him. Robin Lopez, some other guys, some other backup bigs, veteran bigs that they brought in over the years haven't really been able to play rotational minutes for you, to where I think Nance can still do that for you for this year. So that'll be nice. I think we'll be seeing a lot of him. So on the other side, Alex, is there any kind of dud moments or anything kind of not so great that you saw that you want to call out?
Yeah, there
Just
was a
do it.
few.
Just do it. Just get it out of the way.
Where to start? Thomas Bryant, man.
He
And I was
doesn't
like,
even go.
I was messaging you about this at work. I was like, this guy's killing me. Like, how's this tall dude get blocked so many times at the end of the game and turn it over? And I think he had 3 turnovers,
So
in the final
so
stretch of the game there to totally blow it for us.
so what? Maybe about a week ago, the Cavs decide to fill their final roster spot with a big formerly on the Indiana Pacers, Thomas Bryant. And I like the signing of Thomas Bryant because what I saw of him in the playoffs, not only against the Cavs, but the other series, and what I saw of him is that he is a energy guy, a high intensity guy. Every second matters to him out there on the floor. And he also does some other dirty, other things like protecting the rim, and he can knock down a three every once in a while. He hit two, by the way, in the first game. But yeah, kind of a rough first showing for him at the end of the game, where basically he was the only NBA player on the floor for the Cavs at that point, put in a scenario to kind of have to try to put the game on his shoulders and win the game. And yeah, it gets blocked twice, pretty badly in both scenarios.
Turned it over right under the hoop. Uh, they had the inbound with 0.3 seconds. It was perfect. All he had to do was
Oh
slam it
yeah,
in, and he
yeah,
fumbled it a
yeah.
bit. It's like, oh man, come on! I was
I think he's
shouting,
gonna grow
shouting
on
at
you.
my TV.
I'm determined to get Thomas Bryant to grow on Alex over the season.
Oh, I'm sure he
Uh,
will.
so
Yeah,
I
I mean
think
it's
he is gonna be
preseason game one. It's fine.
just like Larry Nance again. You're not gonna want to throw him out there for 30 minutes or anything like that. But this is the first time in a while where I feel like we have some backup bigs that we can actually play, right? And if you still want to consider Dean Wade a backup big, like now maybe Dean Wade doesn't have to be that backup power forward. He could play the backup small forward with Strus and whoever else, and he can kind of bounce around. Like I feel confident in our backup bigs and putting them on the floor. Um, so we'll see with Thomas Bryant. I thought it was a good move, though. It's better than some veteran that was never going to see the floor, or some young guy you never heard of that was never going to see the floor. I think we'll definitely see him, in action this year.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I thought Tomlin, he was another kind of backup big wing player, played pretty
Yeah, he's a
well.
young. I think he's on a 2-way contract again this year. He has some moments. I don't know if he's ready for NBA rotational minutes. Not unless there's a couple bodies injured on this team, and your hand is kind of forced. I'm still playing Luke Travers though over Tomlin. It was nice to see Travers get a couple minutes out there, still looking crafty.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know when he's going to get his opportunity on this team with what they're trying to do right now.
Still
But yeah,
rocking that sweet mullet.
still rocking the mullet. Still rocking the mullet. Uh, but we got to talk about Alex. We got to talk about it. Let's talk about Lonzo Ball, because we obviously didn't talk about him on our positives. And granted, it's one game, 2 games here. It's preseason. The dude hasn't played a full season in what, 4 or 5 years now, right? So, uh, what were your thoughts, or
Oh man,
your reactions
what to
from
say
Lonzo
about
Ball running around
Lonzo
there in a Cavs
Ball?
jersey?
Yeah, 0 for 4 field goal, 0 for 3 3-point, 1 assist, turnover, a foul, all in 12 minutes.
Time to get that glass
Uh,
out. Ty Jerome.
Rusty, man, he's rusty. He just needs to
Yeah,
shake off the rust.
yeah. Everything we've been hearing is he's healthy. They're talking on the broadcast today that he hasn't missed a single drill since he's been here, like in training camp and all that stuff. So you're hearing all those things, which is good and positive. But yeah, there's going to be some rust there, and I'm rooting for him because the Cavs obviously banked on that. Like if that doesn't work out, well, now you're relying on Craig Porter Jr. and Proctor, or whatever, and that's probably not the best scenario to be in either, right? For any kind of long amount of time. But I will say, Alex, that first game, every time he just moved, I was like, oh God, don't jump too high. Don't extend. Don't,
Yeah,
it's just like I'm nervous every time I watch him
he's gonna pull an
out
Andrew
there.
Bogut.
Yeah. And that's just, I don't know. It's going to take a while to feel confident in him out there. And the Cavs have already come out and say he's not going to play in back-to-back games. So I do worry about the rotation and the gelling of the rotation, and he's a big question mark. He's a big question mark. But if he could somehow work out somehow, some way, man, it'll be huge for the team this year.
Your boy Travers and Proctor just checked into the game in the
Uh-oh.
second preseason game here. They got a pretty nice lineup of five guys out there with Proctor, Travers, Tyson, all the young guys.
Those are the guys I want to see.
Nance,
Yeah.
one old guy.
Yeah. One old guy. So we kind of talked about, and somebody just hit a three. Was that Proctor? And he got fouled. Another 4-point play. He had one the first game too. He got fouled
Man,
on one of
that
his
dude
threes.
is
He's making a
yeah.
case, man.
Is he a
Oh,
two-way player or
I
what's
don't know.
Proctor's deal?
He might be. I don't know. We'll have to
Hmm.
look that up. But yeah, he looks smooth. Good size too. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So we talked about some individual performances. Um, what do you think about the Cavs so far? I'll say this: it's the Chicago Bulls. It's preseason, but I am kind of surprised at how evenly matched these games have been. And now we're at a point, obviously, where both teams aren't playing their starting player, so it becomes a different game at that point. But from the Cavs offense or the Cavs defense, the way they're moving the ball on offense, or the way they're defending Chicago, like, is there anything that's jumping out to you that you like or don't like there?
I mean, I haven't. I'm not seeing a whole lot of. It doesn't seem very well organized. I don't see them like running plays or anything. They just seem to be kind of free flowing, trying to move the ball around and get it to different guys.
Yeah.
Just trying to. Looks like just trying to get people opportunities. Yeah, nothing's really jumping out to me as far as what's being done well, or I think it's too early. I mean, it's a preseason game 1 and 2.
Yeah. I will say I do feel like they're giving up more threes than I would like to see. Either that or Chicago is just hitting everything they throw up there. So, but like I said earlier, I think Mobley and Allen specifically have been great at protecting the rim. They're doing a great job there, and Porter Jr. and Tyson have both been pesky on the perimeter, with whoever they're guarding, or just being in the passing lane. And yeah, it is preseason, and the level of play will increase. Donovan Mitchell still out there, a wizard, and just doing his thing. Scoring all sorts of different ways. His shot still looks great, getting to the rim, so on and so forth. I'm just excited to see, when the season actually starts, and, they open up the season against the New York Knicks, Alex, which, on paper, and at least for the start of the season, is probably your biggest opponent, right? For kind of the top of the East. We know we've heard it all off season. The East is wide open, right? But we also know that nothing's guaranteed. There'll be some team that makes a leap. There'll be some team that goes down. There'll be some injury that on some team that changes the trajectory of everything. But for that first night, game one against the Knicks, that's one A and 1B in the East. And what I'm excited to look forward to is, how are the Cavs going to look that night? They're going to get crushed in that moment, or are they gonna do their thing and pull out a victory? Just, it'll be a good gut check, and it's not something to flip out over or whatever, but it's just, these games don't mean anything right here, to where how the Cavs look in the moment, a big game against a top contending team.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, still two more preseason games. We got Boston on Sunday and then
Yep.
Detroit on Tuesday, which are two pretty good, exciting matchups. But yeah, like you said, it's preseason. When the regular season really starts against New York, that's when we'll find out. I think if we still had Ty Jerome, I would say we would win. But without Ty Jerome, I just don't know.
Without Ty Jerome, there's no point of watching any Cavs basketball.
Yeah, there we go. No
I
Ty
will say,
Jerome, no Dellavedova. Like,
no, no, no,
what am I
no, no
watching here?
Dellavedova, no Ricky Rubio. Yeah, where all
But
these
you've
guys
been
go?
watching Dellavedova, haven't you?
I've been watching a lot of Euro basketball lately, and NBL, National Basketball League basketball, which is on at like 5 in the morning, or on at just random times and stuff. And that's how I've been kind of getting my basketball fix in up until the start of the Cavs season. So it's been fun watching that. I watched a game the other night, Alex, that had Javale McGee on it, former Cavalier. Uh, it's always fun when you put on you find a game and there's a former NBA player over there, and they think he's like Shaq over there.
Yeah.
I read an article yesterday. I sent you an article yesterday where they're talking about superstar Matthew Dellavedova,
Yeah.
in the game that he was playing in yesterday and stuff. So
Yeah, and it had how to watch this game and what time and it said it was at 8:30. I was like, oh, it's gonna be on at 8:30. I'll watch that. No, it was like 8:30, whatever their time zone
Australian
is.
time.
Yeah.
Yep, I did the
Yeah.
same thing. I went to go watch it, and I was like, the game ended 12 hours ago. I'm like, God. So it is a little tricky catching the games and stuff like that, but it's been fun kind of catching those guys. Um, what I was gonna say, Alex, too, is, you know, when we play the Knicks, it is gonna be kind of rough seeing Jordan Clarkson rocking a Knicks jersey. I was watching some preseason basketball as well, and the Knicks were on the other night, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot that they signed Jordan Clarkson as well. And you mentioned the Pistons. The Pistons will be a tough team. They added Karis LeVert. They made a great run last year. Got a lot of experience, playoff experience, I would say. So you know the whole East is wide open thing. Sure, we could say that, but again, it's going to be another year of every opposing team giving the Cavs their best effort, because you want to knock off the supposedly you know best team in the East, which the
Just
Cavs are
wait
definitely in
until
contention for that.
Giannis gets to New York. That's
Uh,
the rumor.
that's the latest. I've seen that. I've seen
Yeah,
that.
supposedly his family and his wife and his kids are already back in Greece and living there full time and going to school there. And the only airport in the country that flies back and forth to Greece is out of New York.
You're drinking the Kool-Aid, aren't you? You're drinking the
Just
Kool-Aid.
spreading the rumors from NBA radio.
It's another NBA season is upon us. The rumors will fly. LeBron James for the first time will miss the first part of the season. He's out on injuries.
Did you hear the
What else
LeBron
is?
rumors that he's starting a league in Europe to
I've seen
rival
something
the
about that
NBA?
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just, hey, it's another NBA season, man.
yeah.
It's it's
Well,
it's
they've been
here.
saying he wants to buy a team. Why buy a team when you can own a league?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Um, is there anything else, Alex, you could think of? This game is What's going on with this game? What's the score at? It's been pretty even. There's 6.5 minutes left. The Bulls, man, are the Bulls really going to win both games against the Cavs here, Alex? They're down what, 6 right now. Cavs pull out this game, Alex. What do you think?
Is that Bryant out on the court? No, probably not. Your stream must be like 10 seconds ahead of mine. I'm seeing 6:27 on the clock.
Same here.
Oh,
Same here.
okay. All right.
Same here. Maybe it's just my math is bad.
Or is that Tomlin? I don't know. Yep. Yep. So they're down by 6 with 6 minutes and 27 seconds left. A lot of time. Could go either way.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I'm
Again,
sure they'll
it's
keep the young
preseason.
guys out on the court for the rest of
Yeah,
the game.
definitely. I'm hoping Proctor plays the rest of the game. I'd love to catch a couple minutes of him. So yeah, preseason basketball, game 1 and 2. We'll kind of see what the Cavs do here. We'll probably do another episode after the next 2 preseason games and give our thoughts there. Kind of do a wrap up of the preseason in general. The last thing I was going to ask you, Alex, probably not, but is there any fringe player that kind of caught your eye? Kind of some of these young guys that you don't typically hear those names every day. The Cavs signed Killian Hayes. You got Tomlin running around out there, Travers. But is there anybody that kind of caught your eye that you're like, oh, who's this guy? He looks intriguing, or not really?
I mean, Tomlin a little bit, just because he had that pretty good few minutes in that first game, but not really. I think our roster is pretty much set as who's going to be starting and who's in the rotations.
Yeah, it's
I
going to be
really don't
tough.
see any of the young guys that we're seeing in these final minutes of this preseason game, making the roster unless there's some significant injuries in the team.
Yeah, these guys are going to play for the Charge again, but it's kind of with Tomlin, you do see some potential there. He's still very young, still developing. I believe I heard he didn't even start playing basketball until his like teenage years, if I remember correctly, which is crazy, right? Can you imagine not even playing basketball till 15, 16 to beating the NBA at 21 or whatever he is. Must be nice, right? But he's a good development piece to keep an eye on. But I'm with you. It's going to be very hard to crack this roster at this point. But it also makes it fun at this time in the game to kind of watch some of these guys you don't get to see on a much of a normal basis. So we'll see what the Cavs do.
One other thing I wanted to bring up was that it was released that what the Cavs classic jerseys are going to look like this season, and it's the the navy blue with the gold and red and navy piping on them. Very popular. Everybody loved those jerseys. Those are the jerseys that LeBron and Z and Mo Williams and Verjao wore for several years.
Yep.
So a lot of people excited those jerseys are coming back.
But you are not, sir.
No, it's not. It's not that I don't like
Here
those
comes.
jerseys.
Tell him, get off my lawn. Do it.
It's too soon. Like, LeBron is still in the league. So how are you going to bring back that jersey? I don't know. It just seems like they wore those jerseys yesterday, and now you're bringing it back as a classic. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the way I have the red version of that jersey still hanging in my closet. So it's like,
I'm always a sucker.
It's weird buying a classic jersey when you have the original. So
I don't get too excited for jerseys, but I'm always a sucker for the classic jerseys. Like, yeah, I'd rather wear a 90s jersey versus like today's jersey. Like, you know what I mean? That's just the way I am. So
yeah.
And I think a lot of people are like that. So I could see people being excited, but I get your point as well.
I like the classic jerseys for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Some throwback player. Yeah, those are the best.
Yep.
Kevin Love.
Sean Kemp.
Oh, man. Oh, at Scene 75 in Brunswick.
Sean Kemp was there. He was a bouncer. Are you serious?
What?
Sean Kemp works there as a bouncer?
They have an autographed Sean Kemp jersey as one of the prizes you can get with tickets. But
how many tickets do you remember? It had to be
100,000 tickets. So I am saving up 100,000 tickets to get this Cavs autographed Sean Kemp jersey. And that would be sweet looking. I'll have to get a picture of it.
That would be epic. I wonder how long, man, it's been a while since I've been there, but how long do you think that would take, and how much money would that take to get 100,000 tickets at Scene 75?
Both of my kids just cashed in some of their tickets for some Funko Pops that were 3,000 tickets each. So I don't know how many tickets they have, but I might have to steal some of their tickets.
I was just gonna say you should have definitely said you're contributing towards your dad's dreams of
taking 10%.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go, Cavs fans. If you want a Sean Kemp signed jersey, go.
Oh shoot! No, it's not there. Forget I said anything. I don't want somebody else taking it.
All right, Alex. Good stuff as always. Always good checking in with you, Cavs fans. Want to thank you as always for listening. And Alex, let them know where they can follow us and connect with us.
Follow us on Twitter at Cavs Pick and Roll. Shoot us an email, cavspickandroll@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Watch this episode on YouTube. Wherever you're listening, watching, click like, subscribe, leave us a rating or review. We'd appreciate it.
All right, Cavs fans, there it is. We will talk to you again soon.
Peace out, Cavs fans.